Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Circle of Stars Druid modded subclass build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. So this is in Nexus mods now, and it's a very cool subclass because you get the ability to turn into a star form, which gives you some extra benefits instead of going into your normal wild shape form. So I'll be going over the full build guide here, starting off from level 1, which we get to choose a bunch of different cantrips here. So there are some tempting ones, but I would recommend going with Shillelagh or Shillelagh. This is a very useful cantrip early on in the game because you can imbue your club or staff, which we're using the Morning Frost here, and give it extra damage and use wisdom for your attack rolls, which is really nice. This is probably the best early game damage. And Thorn Whip can be a nice one to pull creatures closer to you, but I also like Frostbite, given disadvantage on next attack rolls if you have the 5e spells mod. But if not, take Thorn Whip, or you'd even go with like a Primal Savagery to give yourself acid damage. But I really like the Frostbite there, but don't be afraid to take Thorn Whip as well. And for our ability score, I think it's best to go with a high Wisdom as well as a high Dexterity. So we're going to put 16 Dexterity. We'll take our Constitution of 14 and goes 10 Strength. And something like that looks good, so we'll go with those stats. And I'll go over the full build guide as well as taking you through everything gear related as well as combat near the end of this video. So we're obviously going to go with our Circle of Stars here, which gives us the starry form. So you have the ability to harness Constellation's power to alter your form. You can expend the use of your wild shape feature to take on a starry form rather than transforming into a beast. You can choose between 3 different constellations to glimmer on your body. So there's 3 choices there, which I'll cover in a moment. But you also get the Conjure Star map, which gives you the Guidance, Cantrip, and Guiding Bolt as a spell without expending spell slots, which is great. We also get our wild shape forms as per usual, but for our spells, there's a lot of great ones here. So I like the Absorb Elements if you got this here. This gives you the ability to reduce damage as a reaction on a spell, and then imbue your weapon with that damage. So even taking Shillelagh a little further. Snare is another really good one, can possibly knock the creature prone and become restrained. So this is great for not requiring a concentration, but otherwise Healing Word, Thunder Wave, and Create Water are really great spells. This allows you to double damage on things like Cone of Cold, which this build does get Cone of Cold. You can also take like Fairy Fire or Long Strider too if you don't have these mods to get those. And even Fog Cloud, which blinds and heavily obscures, is another really great choice. So you can go that route as well. Now at level 3, we get ourselves a choice of level 2 spells. So I would recommend taking the Healing Spirit's okay. Call Force the Nature Spirit to soothe the wounded, and it can heal for 1 to 6 health points. It does require concentration. So I also like Summon Beast if you got this mod here. Calls forth an allied beast spirit from an environmental land or air, so you get a raven or a wolf. It does require concentration, but it's nice for soaking up hits, kind of similar to Flaming Sphere, which you can take otherwise if you don't have that. Moonbeam can be good because if you're sanctuaried, you can cast it. Spike Growth, as always, great crowd control, so you could go that road too, or even Hold Person. So those are all great choices you can go with. I'm going to go with Summon Beast there, as I got the 5e spells, and there's people that want to see that, so I'll cover what all these look like. So next we get another cantrip, so you can choose another one like Thorn Whip if you didn't previously take it, or Poison Spray, it's okay. Primal Savagery, Shape Water can move water around. Thunderclap is decent too, so we'll go with Thunderclap. And then for our next leveled spell, Hold Person, always great choice, but Spike Growth is good too. Or Flaming Spear. And we're going to take an ability score improvement to take up our Wisdom, although you can go with an Alert feat for +5 to Initiative, that's another great choice you got. At level 5, we get an increased attack with our Wild Shape form. And we also get the choice of our level 3 spells, which I really like. Exploding Earth. This is a great one because it creates difficult terrain without concentration. So it erupts Earth and does bludgeoning damage, and then you got difficult terrain there afterwards, slow people down. I also like Call Lightning because that's just a classic early, pretty good damage option. Flame Arrows is great too, being able to do additional, you can apply this to a teammate or do it to yourself and do extra 1 to 6 fire damage on 12 arrows, which is great. Summon Fae is also really good. You get 3 different ones, Fuming, Mirthful, or Tricksy Fae. I'll go with this one here. It doesn't require concentration, and they can do, it's like a summon. It's very beneficial, but otherwise you can go Call Lightning. Elemental Weapon's pretty good too. You can put Cold on your weapon if you don't already have it. And Revivify, another choice that you can go with, or taking one of the previous spells that we got there. We got our nice Owlbear and Panther shape, and we also get our Cosmic Omen. So consult your star map for omens, giving you access to 1 or 2 spells based on whether you divined a good or bad omen. And yeah, we'll take something like Water Walk's a pretty fun one, gives your teammate the ability to walk on water, which is fun. We'll go with that. Now at level 4, this is when we get a ton of spells, giving us a lot of choices here. So Obviously, Conjure Woodland being one of the ones that you should always take. And then I'm going to remove the Summon Beast here, and we'll put on Minor Elemental. But we also got the choice of things like our Summon Elemental, which is basically a concentration elemental, which is really good, actually. They're good for soaking up hits. They're not as strong as the other elementals, but they're good because you can bring them along. We also have the Guardian of Nature, which a Nature Spirit, Primal Beast, or the Great Tree transforms you into a powerful Guardian. This gives you a nice amount of buffs, so we could go with that as well. And Grasping Vine has actually been buffed, so it's pretty useful. Bonus action. So pick one of those that you'd like. I'm going to go with the Guardian of Nature, and then we'll find a way to sneak this one in. Maybe we'll take off Snare to put on our Summon Elemental. Giving us a lot of summons. And then we'll go with an ability score improvement to take up our Wisdom there. So we'll go that route. And then we get at level 9, we get ourselves the ability to take Cone of Cold. So always take this. This is a really great spell. It's nice that the Circle of Stars gets Cone of Cold. There's also Maelstrom, which does bludgeoning damage and can pull creatures towards it. But we're going to take Conjure Elemental because what's nice, Conjure Elemental, if you take the Water Elemental, its main attack will set up Chilled. And then you can attack with Cone of Cold and apply. It'll do double damage because Chilled will give you extra damage on that. So that's pretty huge. There's also Commune with Nature, which is a funny one, but this gives it expertise in nature and survival, doubling your proficiency bonus with ability checks. Actually not that useful, in all honesty, but it's a cool one. And then level 10, we get our Improved Wild Strikes, giving us 2 attacks in Wild Shape form, 2 extra attacks. And we also get the Twinkling Constellations, which gains the ability to harness Constellation's power and expand the use of your Wild Shape. To take on a starry form rather than transforming into beast. At the start of each of your turns, you can change your constellation as a bonus action. So, very nice. We also get another cantrip here. We'll take Infestation. Even Druid Craft is okay. It doesn't really do much. Advantage on intimidation checks, which can be very useful. I missed my spells there, but once we get to level 10, you don't have to go further. You can take a single level of the Fighter. I would respec use Fighter at the start. This will give you Constitution saving throw proficiency. As well, it gives you the ability to use Heavy Armor if you really wanted to. But then you can also take a single level of the Sorcerer, which will give you the ability to cast Armor of Agathis, which is a really great choice. And it gives you Mage Armor if you take the Draconic one, which you'd want for Armor of Agathis. But we'll take ourselves a spell here. I guess I'll leave on the World Maelstrom. And we got Sunbeam there. Wall of Thorns being another good choice. So again, you can add in a level of Sorcerer and a level of Fighter. That's typically the meta build for this. But I'm just going to go all the way up with this. And we'll take Wall of Thorns. Ability score improvement. And we can take our Dexterity up. Or you can go with the Alert feat to give yourself the +5 to Initiative and can't be surprised. So what this looks like in combat. I guess I'll go over gear options. So I really like the Morning Frost. We have 20 armor class with this setup here. 24 with the shield. I'm using Dryad clothing there, which is not really true clothing option. So you could go with any of the Circle of Landfall. Gives you plus spell save DC, gives you healing when you're on plant growth, and gives advantage on Constitution saving checks. Or you go with Armor Moon Basking, gives you an additional armor class when you're in your lunar shape. So that can be another choice that you got there. And then I guess we'll go with the Cloak of Protection, which gives a +1 to your armor class, which is nice. And then we'll add on top, we'll go with a something like the Hood of the Weave, which is a great choice for +2 spell save DC and spell attack rolls. And we'll make it so that it hides that there. Ring of Protection. I also like the Crypt Lord Ring for Create Undead level 6 spell. Amulet of Greater Health, and the Morning Frost being a great choice. Also using Hellrider Longbow for +3 to Initiative. But basically what we want to do is we got our Minor Elementals, use the Ice Methods because they'll benefit from Create Water as well. We got ourselves the Conjure Elemental, which we can use to make a Water Elemental, which will set up Chilled, which is great because that's really extra damage. So you can see there on this, it creates water. The other one does Chilled. So actually, I think this one does Chilled too. I'm getting confused, but it does do Chill. So we'll go and attack here. You'll see Mansk has 2 turns of Chilled, vulnerable to cold damage. So that's pretty good. We also got, I'll show you the benefits of this, but we got our Summon Fae here, which we can summon in like a Fuming Fae here. So it's funny, they're little Fae goblins there. Then we also have the Summon Elemental spell, which is a concentration that we can call forth and do like an air or a water one if you wanted to. Just an extra body on the battlefield, 50 health. It has attacks that aren't like super heavy, but they're decent. So you got that to do a bit of extra damage. Its head is twisted for some reason. But yeah, we got our wild shape forms. We really want to use them, but our best options are actually to use our Twinkling Constellations, We get the starry form Archer, which gives you make ranged spell attacks, hurl a luminous arrow that deals 7 to 21 radiant. Chalice, when you use a spell slot to restore health points, you may cause another creature within 9 meters of you to regain 2d8 plus wisdom modifier health. And the dragon, when you make an intelligence or wisdom check, you treat a roll of a 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10, and you also have advantage on constitution saving throws to maintain concentration on a spell. So that is nice. I'm going to go with the Archer here because this one's pretty cool. And then it puts us into this form here, which is the astral form, giving us the ability to do all those extra benefits that I talked about. So when we cast a spell, we get a nice extra. So let's do that. Infestation. We got Thunderwave as well, so I'll just give you a little idea what this looks like. Boom. And whenever you cast spells, you can do, like I said, will break your concentration, so I won't use that. But whenever we do any spell casting, we do get a little bit of additional radiant damage on them there. So our Maelstrom's pretty huge. Twinkling Constellation. But then we also got the Cosmic Omen here, which we can use. And then it's going to give us a Cosmic Omen. So I guess I'll drag this all the way over so you can view these choices here. So we got this. And gave it our spell, so boom. And then we got ourselves Twinkling Constellation, so you can change your form, dismiss wild shape. And Omen Wheel, so grant yourself or nearby ally 1d6 to an ability check and skill check for 1 round. So that uses our Cosmic Omen charges. And we also have our Guiding Bolt star map. So we got the ability to, we can, when we're in our Twinkling Constellation form, we also get the ability to cast Guiding Bolt, which is nice. So whenever we use our Conjure Star Map, we'll use this here. And then we get a Star Map, which gives us guidance here. So that's basically a concentration cantrip. We also get a Star Map Guiding Bolt too. So this will deal additional radiant damage from the Archer there, which is good. I don't think it counts because it's working on teammates. I also didn't mention about the Gloves of the Belligerent Skies there, doing additional, or giving reverberation on Thunder, Lightning, or Radiant damage, which is all damage types that we'll be dealing quite frequently. So I guess what we'll be doing in combat is we got all our summons in, or missing one summon. We need the Woodland Being as well. This is a really effective one, so we can summon them in. You can see we got a ton of summons already, and that doesn't even count our Undead, which we can summon in later. So there's our next summon. That's a lot of extra health that we can tank for the party. So once we go out into, we'll leave camp, and then I'll show you what this looks like in combat so that you guys get a feel for how powerful this really is. So just the Facemaker Boutique, because there's combat right here, so we got our whole squad coming out. And then what we can do is we can drop a Maelstrom down, and this does lose our air elemental, but yeah, it's going to do a ton of damage, so it's worthwhile. It's trying to, Mother Brain's telling us to kneel there. I want to hit my water elemental, unfortunately, but boom, Maelstrom, and it starts to pull everyone in. They don't really hate us for that, so that's something. And then, oh, there we go. Then the initiative, then the combat starts. So I rolled a good initiative here, but we're just gonna go ahead and attack. If I was able to create water here, that would have been perfect. But yeah, I guess we'll just attack with our Radiant Bolt, critical block. Darn. So I have a mod that changes it so that it's a block now. But basically, if we had the ability to get our water elemental go next, we could actually go with like a Cone of Cold and then blast everyone with the double damage on that. Or create water would be great. We're able to take out a few of them there. The Cone of Cold is our best damage option. We also have the Twinkling Star there to be able to change forms if we want to, or Shillelagh if we want to be able to imbue our staff. So go with the Shillelagh, boom. And then I guess that's the Maelstrom there. So it pulls enemies in at the start of their turn. And yeah, it's actually a pretty cool little class here, the Circle of the Stars Druid. It's a really fun one. So I just want to cover a build guide for this because I feel like it's an interesting one. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. So we'll drop some ice down here first, and then probably kill my water elemental. So double, we got Ice Surface and Maelstrom there. But yeah, have a great day, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one.